I don't know if I can hear this stuff quite yet, or if this stuff can hear me. Still pretty new to this whole streaming thing. I have to make one phone call, let my friend know that I am streaming this game because he really wanted to play it with me. I could be a dude. Or I could be a gal. The decisions I must make. He looks angry. Sorry if I sound tired. Kind of just woke up, and I know it's late, but still. Yo. Did,
Looking for the beta on the PlayStation Store and I couldn't find it.
It's, if you go to the store and you go to What's Hot, it's literally on the first page.
Okay, because I just tried using the search function.
Yep, it's in the first page, and you can download the beta from there.
Alright, sweet.
I've been waiting to play this. Been waiting to play it.
Oh boy. I am good at this, but I'm handling 2 Herald Legion Knights. Oh god. In order to dodge one, I have to get hit by the other.
It's a slaying quest. You only have 15 minutes. Did they shorten the timer? I'm just gonna try and get back.
Ah!
Zolly, you fucking asshole. He's online. Nah, Zolly downloaded this and we've been waiting to play it.
Oh.
He's the one that told me about it, and he told me about it yesterday. And I got excited and I started to download in a second. charge blade, right? Yeah, it is.
I had a serious depressive episode last night.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Kept me awake for hours.
What happened?
Screaming in my fucking head.
Oh, damn.
You know, I was expecting the Herald Legion weapon to be like the first of its kind, a curved ultra greatsword.
Oh, dear God.
That would have been disastrous.
This armor does not look as cool on a dude. Well, I have to change things up.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not looking forward to fighting the Capra Demon again.
The what demon?
The Capra Demon.
Oh, I am.
For a remaster.
I'm hoping they make
You
him
are,
harder,
because you're
actually.
a fucking sadist.
I'm actually hoping they make him harder.
You're a
Because,
fucking sadist.
because there's this cheesy way to beat him, and it's just standing on that ledge in the back of the room, because he can't get up there. Occasionally his attacks can hit you there, but it's very rare, and you have more than enough time to recover. And you can kill his dogs that way, and it's like, it's too easy, man. This is supposed to be hard. Come on. Option.
Let me tell you. Alright. Yes, that is an exploit that people use, but it's actually easier said than done to even go up the stairs.
Mythic Beast. That's, is that... That's Wesley, right? Okay. Thought so.
What is this guy?
I don't think I ever see him online. If I... Oh, never mind. There he is. I must scroll right over him on accident.
Well, that person died in 2 hits. Where's your vigor investment there, buddy? Church Spear PvP! Church Spear PvP is the funnest shit. Turning you into the boss with your own, like, minions and everything is, like, it's so intoxicating.
Don't listen to Doug, he just likes being the schoolyard bully.
Will knows that by now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, part of the reason why I'm so, like, dependent on other people's suffering in this game is because I suffered so much in Dark Souls 1, and now I've spent the rest of my Souls career watching other people suffer.
Yeah, like that one time you took me to the Dark Forest and told me we're not going anywhere, we're just waiting for invaders. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, fuck the halfway fortress, that place was absolute hell. Because it wasn't just one invader, it was just like, there'd be like 4 people, and I'm just like, they're just smacking me! And then Doug would just come in with his fucking Black Knight greatsword and just fucking slay people, and just, he would get hate mail. He would get hate mail.
It's delicious, really. See, Will, this is why I don't encourage you sending hate mail to other people, because being on the receiving end of hate mail, there is nothing juicier.
The one called
Like, it's like sexual gratification.
The Great Jagras has yellow and green stripes, and the gluttonous habit of swallowing prey whole. You know the drill. We've got to find it and hunt it before time runs out.
Ow!
The charge blade has
Please
2
stop.
forms.
You guys
sword
hurt
and
a lot.
axe. Store up energy in a file, then release it through the axe.
Okay, there we go. And then I have to press that again and turn it into a shield. This is how to charge it. Yeah. while I'm charging it, if I hold triangle, that'll put it into my sword. And if I go into shield mode, and I do my ults...
He will play his,
targets. There we go.
There we go. One down, one to go.
Forgetting how to play. Oh lord. Okay.
And I plan to join Will on the beta, since it was reopened.
I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I know that sounds like sarcasm, but it ain't.
You're less likely to lose sight of a monster if you use
Watch
the
like I
focus
somehow
camera.
carry over my Black Knight set from Dark Souls.
Okay, you know what you have
Oh,
to do.
he ate one of them,
Get in there
you
and do your
bastard!
stuff.
Hey, Sully.
I forgot how to do my charge attack. Dude, I'm so freaking... I'm like a noob now, dude. I don't remember. Sir, come back. Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? I'm fighting the Great Jargoth.
Yeah, I heard Jesus makes a wicked pasta.
Oh my god, I got my freaking charge attack back, dude. I'm so awesome. Oh my god, I'm forgetting how to play.
The monster is on the move.
Okay,
Use the
there we
scout
go.
glass as a guide
I
as you go after it.
Okay, now I have to put it in my shield. There we go. Now it's in my shield. Alright, we're getting the hang of this. We're getting the hang of
the
it. again.
curved greatsword class must be the only
can use
class
jump attacks
whose
to
running
knock
R1
monsters.
disrupts more poise than its normal attacks.
What weapon are you talking about?
The Herald curved greatsword. Its running R1 is a better poise breaker than its R2.
God.
Like
Charged
what?
up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected.
I thought running R1s were nerfed in this game because in Dark Souls 1 in Dark Souls 1 running R1s did do more damage, more poise damage from all weapons, and there was only one curved there was only one or two curved greatswords in Dark Souls 1, one of them being the Gravelord
That
greatsword,
monster's really mad now.
and
Get ready for some
they
vicious
like
attacks.
they weren't used a whole lot because they were just so unpopular, you know. But in this game, it's like they forgot to change how it works. I almost have 1,000,000
These
souls
shrubs
in
look like
absolute.
the perfect place.
Golly. Even though I didn't have a clue what I was
You
doing,
could
I
spend
killed
them
the
on
Great
levels.
Jargoth.
Kidding.
Alright, you completed the
Quick
quest.
one.
And I'm keeping this character at 130. 130 is as high as it needs to go. But I keep saying that, and then I keep leveling him up, so, you know, who knows. The PvP at different levels.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The lower level you are, the more active PvP is, and at least in terms of invasions.
4 minutes.
And the less congested certain builds seem. Like you see less people wearing like full Havels at these levels
Oh,
because they
gotcha.
don't have the stats for it.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna let Heinrich know that I am streaming one of his favorite games of all time, Monster Hunter.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
if he's in
go
class. I don't
try
care.
fighting Lorien.
You want any help?
You talking to
not.
who?
Sure.
Zolly, are you on?
Yeah, I'm just not making a character again.
Alright. Yeah, I hate that they didn't add more customization with this beta.
Custom what?
Character customization. In normal Monster Hunters, there's
What?
massive customization, but just because this is the beta, they didn't, like, add it. I'm sure when the game's actually released, Like, you can choose your presets for a character, and there are like 6 of them for each gender, but like, I'm sure when the actual game comes out, there'll be loads of different hairstyles and just like all the normal games. I found a female face or person that works for me, so I don't mind.
Alright, so where do you want me to meet you, Wes?
Just put your sign down at the red carpet
Okay.
if you want. Yep.
Gonna roll out the red carpet for me?
Yep.
Zolly, do you want me to do the Jogress so you can get the hang of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will create the quest. Party size 4, doesn't matter. Private session, yes. Alright. I forgot how disgusting the charge blade is, dude. It's so gross. Once I got the hang of it, that Jogress couldn't do anything, man. I'm going to hell. Anyways, let me know when you're ready for the ID.
So, this Monster Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm debating on, I mean, I'm obviously gonna play it. But if I'm interested in it, I'm actually going to get the real game.
Okay.
And, I do this thing whenever I play RPGs, where, like, on my first playthrough of most of them, I have this initial, like, Marauder-like story going on in my head. And then once I find something I want to emulate, I do that. Case in point with Dark Souls. My first playthrough was just like anybody else's. I was a nobody. I wasn't special, you know? Elite knight armor and whatnot. And it was only in later, playthroughs that I did the Black Knight thing. Hello, Lorian! And, I might do the same thing for Timid from Monster Hunter.
Alright.
Yes, I'll do the same thing for Dark Souls that I did for Dark Souls.
Oh shit.
Oh! I didn't see that. I did not see that. Why does this room
Okay.
have to be so well lit? Damn it, Lorian. Turn the fucking lights off.
Oh shit.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi. Oh, not me.
Cold?
Bro, you're not gonna acknowledge what I just said.
What did you say?
No, I know what you said.
Doug
Oh,
was
shit.
like, "Hi, sweetie," and I said, "Hi." Oh, not me. I thought it was funny. Anyways.
But yeah, like, I usually have, like, this storyline for my character going on in my head. Sometimes I'll write it out. Because you'd be surprised how many text documents I have on my computer of just me writing fan fictions about my own fucking journey.
Yeah, you could totally do
And, like,
that too, because
personifying my adventures.
it doesn't like it doesn't tell you anything about your character's like previous life, as in it was so you can kind of imagine it up yourself.
Well, even when games do tell me what my character is, it doesn't, like, even when games do tell me what my character is, it doesn't stop me from imagining my own scenario. Because when I want to emulate a certain character or enemy or whatever, then I do it. It's just, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I just got summoned as a spear of the church. Figures, I turn off my PvP build.
Fuck.
But I can still do this.
Oh, I probably don't have Dark Souls 3 anymore, by the way.
Oh shit. God damn it.
Because
Why won't you have Dark
Fucking
Souls 3?
Lorian's younger brother.
well, I paid Gary $30 for him to game share it with me. But recently we got in kind of a fight again yesterday, and I kind of fucking snapped, and we got in an argument, and so I don't know if he's game sharing with me anymore. So, I don't know if I have Dark Souls anymore. I mean, I could always just buy it again, but with Remastered coming out here pretty soon.
Wesley, how often do we fight and not kiss and make up?
Well, we practically fuck each other now. I'm kidding, but we don't really get into very many fights that that often. For the fights that we do get into, I mean, like, you have a peculiar way of, like, let me put it this way: you're more. You're most often like the bigger man than I am in terms of, like, you can basically see through like a grudge or something like that and just be the better person, I guess, so to speak. So I'll give that to you. But
Yeah.
we don't fight very often and stuff like that. And for the fights that we do get into, it's like over like stuff that's like serious and not like petty shit.
I kind of want to say something on that, but anything I say will sound like bragging.
Oh, go ahead. I ain't offended. I know that, like, I'm emotional and shit.
Well, the thing is that, like, I'm pretty, like, games.
Yeah.
Yo, did you get my email? Or my message of the password for the multiplayer? Yeah, on the phone. I sent it to you on the phone so you can type it in. You didn't get any texts? Alright. Oh. I'll interrupt these guys here pretty quick and tell you what it is, alright? Alright, peace.
And if
Which is, the funny thing
we
is,
do,
it's
we're
like,
usually just joking.
the funny thing is though, is because I've lived with you and stuff like that, so it's kind of hard to, like, yes, I know that, like, I know of your situation. I'll say that much and stuff like that. And I know that there's more that you could be doing. I'm not gonna justify anything. Like, I'm not gonna justify laziness. Okay?
Yeah.
But, like, seeing your personality and living with you for the time that I have lived with you and stuff like that, there's a clear definition between somebody who's a complete slob who just doesn't care about anything and somebody who just so happens to be in a rough patch, doesn't have a job, but isn't a complete, like, waste of space.
Oh, that's
Okay?
what I have my
Like,
depressive episodes about, is that my mind will tell me over and over again that the bottom line is I haven't succeeded yet, you know? I haven't gotten us out of this terrible spot yet. I'm to blame. And that's what
Nothing
it
worth
tells me
having
over
is
and over,
easy,
and that's
my
what gets me
dude.
so depressed.
Well, think about it this way though, and again, I'm not justifying laziness, but I'll say this and stuff like that. Like you take somebody who take the opposite end of the spectrum and stuff like that. Jessica's literally went to college. She's literally gotten a degree and stuff like that. She's done more than I could have done. I went to college. I didn't get a degree because of my family's drama with a court child custody case and stuff like that, and I had to bail and then start back from scratch and all that other shit. And I literally managed to get an apartment with one of my best friends, Kyle, for 3 years and stuff like that. And look where I'm at now. I'm living with my girlfriend's mom because so much shit happened that I couldn't even control. I couldn't even, I didn't even have any jurisdiction over it and stuff like that. So, sometimes, shit just happens. And I know personally because, back when you guys lived the new Isaac. The Isaac, for all I know, could be completely different from the one that I lived with. Okay? So I'll say old Isaac instead. But from having comparison, but the difference is you were being supportive, and that's why I think a lot of people this is why I think your friends don't give you much flack when it comes to being in the situation that you're in, because you're not a dick about it. Quite literally, you're not a dick about it. You're not pointing fingers, going, "Oh, you're a loser, and you'll always be a loser," and stuff like that, and that reciprocates and stuff like that. So, you might be headstrong with PvP, and you might call somebody a scrub, or you might call somebody a video game term. But as far as we know, that's in video game terminology. That's not. I've never seen. Okay, let me put it this way. I've never seen you insult somebody in real life, unless they were directly affecting yours.
I would actually say that's a pretty damn good way to put it.
So I've never seen you openly bully someone unless they were directly affecting your life in some way. So I think that reciprocates and stuff like that. You've never gone up to, to someone and told them you're a loser, you're never gonna accomplish anything, you're always gonna be this way or anything like that. And I think that's why, for the most part, friends don't really tell you that, or don't really they don't really go there, because it's just we're all in fucking bullshit ass situations and stuff like that. You think for me, I don't choose to live here. If I had a choice, I would still be. I don't choose to live here. I would. If I had a choice, I would still be living at my be living at my apartment with Kyle and trying to get Jess in the whole situation and stuff like that. I didn't choose this, so it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't choose to have epilepsy.
Yeah. Mariah didn't choose to get sick. We didn't choose to get evicted. Like, shit does happen.
So,
These have been great words of encouragement. You've actually made me feel a lot better.
so that's what I'm saying. It's just like, this is why me and you have hit it off well as friends, even though we did have a small falling out, was because, you know, despite the fact that I wouldn't really consider myself good at forgiving people for the things that they've done. But in terms of, like, your heart comes from a good place, despite whether you care about it or not, because I remember you having this conversation that really hit home with me back when I was over at Isaac's, where I was, we'll say, very, very self-righteous, and for me, even today, it's kind of hard not to call me a self-righteous prick, because, like, because I care about it so much, because I care about trying to do the right thing for myself and everyone else. And I remember you talking to me about, like it not mattering and it being so arbitrary, and that the whole idea in itself is ideological in the sense that you're assuming that whatever you do is right and stuff like that. And I remember, you know, that hit home with me because it pissed me off and stuff like that in a lot of ways and stuff.
Now's your chance to deal some serious damage.
But, you know, I remember, you know, being pissed off at you for it, and then I locked myself in the dead room, or I locked myself in a room, you know, breathed a little bit, just kind of went through, like, what you were actually saying and stuff like that. And then I came to the conclusion that it's just like, even if right and wrong is arbitrary and stuff like that, and it really doesn't make a difference either way, it makes all the difference if somebody is trying to find the right thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, like, you honestly can't wake up a baby, grow up, and then do the right thing for every single fucking day of your life. That's impossible. But the thing that has ultimately kept me from not letting go of your friendship and stuff like that is the fact that whether you deny it or not, you are a good person. Because you do give a fuck. I see that you give a fuck. I know that you give a fuck about other people. As much as you want to deny it, I know that you give a fuck about other people. Because why else would it not piss you off so much? It does. It pisses you off as much as it pisses me off. And stuff like that. So, you wouldn't be telling idiots, or you wouldn't be telling the heathens of the world, so to speak, you wouldn't be telling people that they're making poor choices, or they're making poor decisions, or you wouldn't be going up to people and telling them that you're about to make a huge mistake.
Look,
and stuff like that.
Almost done for. Chances
When you
are
do stuff like that, it's because you actually care about mankind, about the direction it's going in, even though the reality is, you are absolutely correct, that it is absolutely arbitrary, and it doesn't really matter whether you're
Well, I said
saying...
what I said.
Yeah.
I said what I said about right and wrong, because at the end of the day, people don't see your intentions, they see your results. And, nobody does evil deeds simply because they are evil. They do them because they seem like the right thing to do.
Well, I mean, you know, that's kind of why I was pissed at you, Because the very notion, the very idea that you were bringing to the table that night when you were walking to McDonald's was that the things that I was doing that I considered good could be considered evil in someone else's eyes, and that was just preposterous to me. That was, the more I thought about it, the more it pissed me off. I'm just like, I'm not a villain. I'm not a villain. I'm a good guy inside and out, and I know this. And everyone else should know this. Everyone else... My intention is not to cause harm and stuff like that. But the more I thought about it, the more...
Like I thought about with Dark Souls, because it's like, in the first one, you had no idea what was going on, but you were brought up as you were supposed to be the hero and ring the bells of awakening, you know? Like, it was important that you did what you did, even if you had no idea what you were doing and why you were doing it. So that was your whole thing, is to find out, but you did it anyways. You thought that you were just the hero of the story, because that's how the story is supposed to end. But when you go up against, by the time you go up against Gwyn, you are supposed to have seen a lot of shit and read a lot of shit, and then that fucking sad-ass piano player.
Know that my younger self would just look at me in disgust, would just hate me and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of things I've done now as a man that my like martial arts and stuff like that, and like for good causes and stuff like that, because I hated seeing animal abuse, I hated seeing children get abused. I just wanted to give back to the world in my own way.
It's interesting that you say all this, because I never had any dreams. I never told myself, I'm going to be this when I grow up. I never had, I want to be this, or I want to do this, or I want to change the world with this. They, like, any thoughts I had even regarding the matter were mere pipe dreams abandoned within a month.
A monster that's been giving the research
and it was
commission a lot of headaches has shown up.
it's only until recently
Try to piece
that
together
I've
the
wanted
monster's
to be a
trail,
psychologist,
then let
not
the
even
scout fly show you the
professionally.
way.
I don't want it to be a
Really?
job.
Once you've tracked it
I want
down,
it to be
go and
something
put a
that I am.
3-star hurtin' on it.
I want it
Oh,
to
and one
just
more thing.
just
You're
to have
being
a higher
tapped.
understanding of people.
This should work as
That's
slinger
been
ammo.
my
You
dream,
can
and
use
it's
it to
not
hit
even a,
things
jo-
that
a
are
dream
far away.
job. It's not saving anybody's lives, as far as I know. It's not. I mean, I guess not unless I put it to use professionally. It's not. It's nothing special. It's just intelligence. I've never ever had a dream about what I want to do with my life, and some people would argue that's my greatest fault. But on the other hand, it's not like I've failed at anything because I didn't try anything. But it's also ironic because I'm considered one of the more capable people of doing it.
Well, you're kind of, I can't say exactly, but you're kind of in the same jam as Jessica is, because Jessica, shortly after we hooked up and stuff like that, she, like, admitted to me that she's always been somewhat jealous of me in terms of, like, everything I've done in my childhood, and everything I've done up until this point, and stuff like that, has been the indirect cause of a want and desire that I have. And I say indirect because I don't, like, I'm so independent that I try to do things in my own way, and I wind up, like, it just ends in catastrophe all the time. But I don't care. I still try to put myself out there. I still try to do things my own way. So, for example, like, when I wanted to be a wildlife preservationist, I joined Boy Scouts, and I read that fucking thing. I read the fucking manual and stuff like that. And I did everything I fucking could to fucking just... I did everything I could just to try to get a better understanding of how to live in the wild, how to do all this other shit and stuff like that. But then the more I studied into it, the more it started being less about surviving in the wild and more about fundraisers, money, where are we gonna go, how much it's gonna cost, what gear do you need, and all this other shit that I just started, you know, just saying, this isn't...
Yeah, it's like, it's the very things we wanted to avoid as children, that we thought we wouldn't need to do as children because we thought we were going to do everything right. And everybody fell right into the places where I thought they would. Because I knew that it was only an inevitable reality. And it's sad.
And then for me,
and I hate it.
I was pissed at you back then because it was a reality that I wasn't ready to face. If that makes any sense. I knew it was there, it was a reality that I'd always put in the back of my head. I knew it was there, it was something that I just didn't want to think about. And you were just like, hey, remember this? Just like, it fucked with me for a while. It fucked with me for about 2 weeks. And stuff like that, until I realized, like, I went through a lot after that, like, because I was just like, I'm doing so much, and I'm just tearing myself to pieces, because, like, it means nothing it means virtually nothing to other people. Like, I would go home, and I would just work myself to death, and what I mean by that is, like, there was a time where I used to be in, like, okay, so I used to be in martial arts, and for whatever reason, the basically said, you know, we're just moving up the street and stuff like that. But what he failed to tell me was that he was actually going out of business and stuff like that, and he could no longer afford to keep the dojo up and running and stuff like that. He didn't tell me that.
Useful information.
It would have been useful information, yeah. So I spent about a month trying to find, you know, the new location or whatever. It said it was going to be, you know, a couple miles up the street. So, and this is back when, like, my mom was at Chemical Abstract. So she was working, and I was about 15 years old, and I had to, like, for me, I had to walk there, okay? So I didn't get a ride from my mom or anything like that. In order, like, martial arts has always been one of my passions, okay? And then when I found out that, you know, that it went out of business, I didn't stop training. I trained vigorously in my backyard for like 2-3 hours a night and stuff like that. I would constantly practice form, I would constantly practice and stuff like that. Practice battle drills, yakusoko drills, the whole 9 yards and stuff like that. And then I remember just like I was training alone in my backyard and I just broke down crying because it's just like I'm training all of these skills and stuff like that. I perfected them to the point where like they're muscle memory at this point. I don't even need to think about it to do the moves correctly anymore. And I'm training alone in my backyard, and I remember how it felt to train in a classroom with other people versus just being alone and stuff like that. And it just felt like no matter how good I got, no matter what I did, I saw myself as being the guy who ran out of business, as eventually being the guy who closed down. And then in high school, they taught you to look up your profession and stuff like that. They taught you to look up what the yearly annual gross income your dream job profession makes. And that fucking killed me.
Yeah, that's actually the worst thing that high school does to you, is break your dreams, because it devalues happiness. It devalues what you truly want, and it tells you that you don't want what you want.
A lot of the jobs that I was passionate about, these people, the same people who do exactly what I want to do, live in fucking poverty. So, I was pretty, like I said, I was pretty pissed off about the whole thing. And like I said, I had put that behind me and just pretended that world didn't exist. And then when I moved in with Isaac, you reminded me of it. And like I said, I had to go through some shit in order to just like not let myself go, so to speak. Like, you know, okay, I'm pretty sure you have this same nightmare, even though like you've never like been in my shoes, where you just like, I've been a kid and I've always been like, I'm gonna change the world or whatever. But like, I have this fear of being a 30 or 40-year-old man, trillions of dollars in debt, gone bankrupt 2 or 3 times, and stuff like that, and just works at a factory and just has literally done nothing with his life, has literally accomplished nothing but just living. Just living.
I actually
and stuff
don't
like
have...
that. How many people do you see in the United States today that just fucking live? And I hate that.
Way too many. But, I actually haven't had dreams of going forward like that. I've had dreams of going backwards to the places I was most miserable. Being more miserable again. Because that's kind of what my depression is doing to me right now. It's telling me of everything I did in the past and how much or how little I've changed. And all of the wrong things are here, and you've done all of the wrong things, and you might as well still be back here. And wouldn't it be nice to start over with the intelligence you have now? And it's like, it's all of those same thoughts that people get sometimes when they're just when they've absolutely lost faith in their life.
And that's what, you know, that's the struggle that I'm going through now. I'm trying to not lose faith. I'm trying to tell myself the US government, or any government, so to speak, they don't get to shape my reality. They don't get to shape the value of my life. They're only throwing out numbers to make me feel like shit and stuff like that. Because life, it isn't about the money. It isn't about the house. It isn't about the car. It isn't about the apartment or the girlfriend or anything like that. It's about what you give back and stuff like that. And that has nothing to do with society. That has to do with you as a person. What are you giving back and stuff like that. So that's what's preventing me from breaking, but it is easier said than done, especially when you look around, you take a deep breath, it's 3 a.m. in the morning, or 4 a.m. in the morning, and you realize, you know, you've literally gotten fucking nowhere.
Well, the thing is that I told you earlier, I haven't really had a dream of what I want to be when I was older. Well, there's only one exception to that, and that's because I told you earlier I want to make a career out of the one thing I do right in this life, and that's gaming. Because I want to, now that there's a market for it, now that there's an audience for it, now that there's organizations for it, I mean, which was only a matter of time in retrospect, I want that ability to soar so high in the one thing I'm good at that I can actually give back to others who have given so much to me from being nothing and going nowhere. And as long as I have faith in myself to do those things, I will do those things. But maintaining that is such an arduous task, because you know how Overwatch is.
Yep.
You know how it is. You know how it is with one's mentality. It crushes you. And my whole mentality is to crush it right back. And some days I can't do that. Some days I fall to pieces.
But, you know, every successful person out there, though, has, like, it's one of those things where it's just like, for me, I'll take skill over talent any day and stuff like that. And part of growing as a person, and I know people aren't really interested in that, but part of growing as a person is being able to accept being broken down and building yourself back up again. Being broken down and building yourself back up again. I mean, look at the shit we're going through. This isn't the first time I've picked myself up out of a series of depression.
This is probably the first or second time I've had a series of really, like, actually devastating stuff. Because over the past few months, it's been up and down, up and down. I realized pretty early on that these are the signs. This isn't something that's going to easily go away. But I can slow it down.
Definitely, like, and you know, I'll say it the same way I told some of my other friends. You know, the difference between my mom and me is, yeah, we're both pessimists. The only difference is my pessimism is an illness, and hers is something that's part of her. And for me, it's like, yeah, I'm a pessimist, but it doesn't mean that I like to be on the side. Like, it doesn't mean that I like to be and stuff like that. Like, I don't like having negative thoughts in my head all fucking day.
You know, Ashley asked me the other day, like, she was doing something for her psychology class, I think. And she asked me, she was asking me for help on it, because she, believe it or not, she actually asks me for help on a lot of her psychological homework, like more than I'd expected. Which kind of flatters me because it means she respects me as an authority on it. But, anyways, she was telling me about this one thing where we're supposed to describe the events in our life that changed us. And she couldn't think of anything unique. And I told her, break it down to, are you an idealist or are you a realist? And she said she didn't know. She said she was a little of all three. Well, I told her, you can't really be all three. You have to figure out what you are, and once you do, backtrack to what made you that way, and you'll find you were meant.
Look out, your help is
What,
low.
I'm just curious though, why would you categorize it down to those three categories when in the theory there should be like
Because those are the
billions of
three
other
primary
categories?
categories. There aren't definite
really?
things that they subcategorize in. There are definite like ways to fix them, but this was such a direct assignment. I figure give yourself a label just to make this easier, just to backtrack yourself. Because if you start getting into the subcategories, you're making this more complicated, and you're focusing instead on what the label is instead of where it came from.
I can see where that is. I can see where that is. I would say I'm saying I've always been walking the tightrope of realist and idealist because I don't like reality, but it doesn't stop me from embracing it.
Alright, you
So.
completed the quest. Congrats.
I'm probably between cynic and idealist, because I see everybody for what's wrong with them. I see everything for what's wrong with it. I read everybody. It's to be honest, I profile everybody.
Okay.
I profile fucking everyone. I may not always have. To do something with gaming, because it's like I said, it's the one thing I have passion for. I'm good at it. You know, everybody that's ever played with me will tell you I'm fucking good at it when I want to be.
Hell yeah, dude. Every other game you fucking picked up, whether it's fucking Dragon Quest, whether it's Pokemon, whether it's Dark Souls, whether it's I mean, Overwatch definitely surprised me, because here's the thing. I didn't ever think that you would get into a first-person shooter game. First-person shooter games were far left field. I didn't even think that you would even remotely be interested in it.
I didn't even think I'd get into them, but it was because of Ashley. Like, I wanted to be a part of her gaming experience for once, because not very many people other than you and Isaac gaming lifespan because of how it's structured. Because there's so